All right, good morning, everyone. 36th District Court is now in session. I am Judge Shannon A. Holmes, and I am serving today as your presiding judge. Thank you for your patience this morning as we get ready to start our docket. We're a little bit behind schedule, but I'm sure we'll make up for that time. All right, let me start first by saying good morning to the staff that's in the courtroom, Officer Lott, Miss Matt, good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, very good. Thank you all for holding things down and getting things together. I appreciate you. And then let me have the attorneys. Good morning to both of you. Please place your appearance on the record.
Thank you, Judge, and good morning. I timed it just right. I just left the breakout room with Mr. Richardson and Ms. Robb, so I'm back in. Thank you, Judge. Good morning. For the record, Jesse Reed, Vet Court, Drug Court, Defense Attorney, P 23863. Judge, if I may, I'd like to make a motion, a continuing motion, that my appearance be for all my clients this morning. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reed, and your motion is granted. Mr. Fikens.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Reed, you didn't miss a thing. Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Fikens, P 31894, Veterans Treatment Court and Drug Treatment Court Defense Counsel, and I too would make a similar motion.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fikens, and your motion is also granted. Good morning to you, Ms. Robbs. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ebony Robbs, Veteran and Drug Treatment Court Case Manager.
All right, thank you. I do see that there is an A case that's here, and that's scheduled for pretrial at 9:45 a.m. And so I don't know, I believe that that is retained. Is that correct? Did you all tell me in staffing that was retained?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, okay, no problem. Very good. I am ready to proceed. Ms. Wilson, good morning to you. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you all so much. And now I'm ready. Ms. Robbs, are we expecting mentors to join us or Mr. Kusheri?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sending word as we speak.
All right, very good. And then I don't see Ms. Brimage here for Mr. Johnson. Good morning to you. Good morning, Mr. Richardson.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. All right. And then Ms. Mack, if you could add, oh no, Mr. Richardson is on my docket. Never mind. Very good. And so as soon as those parties join us, we should be ready to proceed. There is also a Ronald Adams that's on this morning. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, have either of you spoken with this gentleman?
No, Your Honor, but I'll be happy to go into a breakout room with him.
All right, wonderful. Ms. Wilson, if you could send Ronald Adams into a breakout room with the attorney. Ronald Adams, I need you to accept the invitation to go to a breakout room. Thank you so much. All right, so y'all not ready for me. Do I need to wait?
No, Judge, we'll try to catch up.
No, can I proceed with Mr. Richardson?
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
I can?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's do that. I have before me, I'm sorry, Ms. Wilson, let me give you a second.
Ready, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. I have before me Desi Richardson. SP 106-06801, and case number 200-572-3501. Mr. Richardson, state your full name for me, please, sir.
Desi Richardson.
All right, Mr. Richardson, how are you this morning?
I'm blessed, Your Honor.
Okay, you know, we came looking for you yesterday. A warrant was entered for your arrest. And
Yeah, I
we
heard.
did a wellness check on you yesterday because you weren't responding.
Yes, ma'am. I heard they sent the dogs at.
They certainly did. They certainly did, because we concerned about you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And I
And I
need,
thank you for being concerned.
absolutely, absolutely. Listen, Mr. Richardson, when Ms. Robs is trying to get in touch with you, it's not that Ms. Robs don't have anything to do all day long. Ms. Robs is a very busy woman. She's
Very
not
busy.
calling you just to get on your nerves or just because she don't have anything to do. She calling you because she need to get some information. She's concerned about you. She wants to know
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you're on the right track, that you're in good health, that
Yes,
you're in
ma'am.
compliance. And when you're not, such as missing screens and things of that nature, then that's a problem. So
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
you to remember that, because every time you're not responsive to Ms. Robs, we're gonna come looking for you. Now, this is the problem. One day we're gonna come looking and we just gonna take you with us. And
Yes,
you're gonna
ma'am.
sit until court. And I hope that's not gonna be on a Friday or on a day that I'm on vacation or on a day that the court is closed or on a date that Ms. Robs is not in or Mr. Reed is not available, because you're gonna have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
sit until they are. So I want to just make sure you know that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. You look like you're doing well, so I want to hear from
Thank
Ms.
you,
Robs.
ma'am.
All right, let me hear from Ms. Robs. Ms. Robs, you had me sign a warrant yesterday from Mr. Richardson. Tell me what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Richardson did come into the court on this morning, Your Honor, to discuss with me that he stated, Your Honor, that he had been testing. He had missed the test. I'd explained to Mr.
That he
Richardson
had not, or
that he had not. Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
that he had not missed the testing. I explained to Mr. Richardson, I had received documents for March 4th, 2022 and March 6th, 2022, that he had missed testing. I explained to Mr. Richardson that I tried to contact him and was unable to, and reached out to his mentor, Mr. Parker, who also stated to me via text message that he wasn't able to contact him either. Mr. Richardson stated that he in fact contact Mr. Parker, and that he didn't know where his whereabouts. I explained to Mr. Richardson, Your Honor, that it's important that I'm able to contact him. I explained to him that I was first of all, happy to see him coming to the court and that he looked good and in good, in good standing. But it's just important that I always be able to contact him, and the importance of not missing tests. We were able to go in a breakout room, Your Honor, and I think Mr. Richardson has a better understanding. I think he has some other things, Your Honor, that he's dealing with regard to the grief and loss of his mom. He's still dealing and struggling with that. He's struggling and getting frustrated, Your Honor, with the process of being on probation. His contract, I did explain to, Mr. Richardson that
Order.
yes, Your Honor, that, he's been in the program, but, there's been some challenges that has had him at the standstill. So, he has to show a pattern of consistency because, and stability, because outside of that, he will remain in that where he's at until he progresses through the program. So I think he understands that, Your Honor. I think that sometimes Mr. Richardson gets overwhelmed, and instead of him contacting the court, contacting me, contacting his mentor, I think he wants to do things his way, and that gets him in trouble. And that's why we're here today. He is still doing well, Your Honor. He got some things he has to work out, and I do have some recommendations, Your Honor, when you're ready for them.
All right, very good. Thank you. Now, Mr. Richardson, you've been with me long enough to know you're not gonna do things your way.
Yes, ma'am.
You know you have.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also been with me long enough to know that I care about you, and I'm not releasing you from this program And so I know that you are on a path of recovery and
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you are working because I need you to not only be in recovery, I need you to be healthy. And the two are closely related. They overlap each other. Your good health and your recovery, your sobriety, they go hand in hand. And
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you compromise either one of those, Mr. Richardson, I just think it'll be some disastrous results. And I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
want that for you. I don't want that for you. Let me hear from the attorney that went in the breakout room with you. Who went with you? Mr. Reed?
Yes,
Yes,
Judge,
ma'am.
thank you.
Okay.
First of all, thank you, Judge, and I did have a good conversation with Mr. Richardson. I ended him. I was glad to see him alive and well. We staffed this case yesterday, and there was some concern because he was not picking up the phone for Miss Robb. And I indicated to him that we were concerned about his well-being. We wanted to make sure he was safe and healthy and following the orders of the court. And Mr. Richardson indicated to me, Judge, that that's what he wants to do and that's what he will be doing. He understands that he must stay in contact with Miss Robb. He must pick up the phone when she calls him and respond, and he will be doing that. We talked about testing and missing tests. He said he did not miss any tests. I advised him that he should get receipts anytime he
Did he
tests.
get any
People make
receipt?
errors.
Go ahead. Did he
I
get
don't
any
think he has
receipt?
a receipt,
No,
but
ma'am,
I
they
advise
didn't issue any.
you have
Okay.
to ask for them. I think if they
Yes,
don't
sir.
give a receipt, you need to ask for them
Yes,
for
sir.
your own protection. People make mistakes. You make mistakes. I make mistakes. But if you have some paperwork, it will work better for you. Um, Judge, I did talk to Mr. Richardson. He says he wants to work the program. Um, he wants to complete the program. I explained to him that he has to complete the program the way the court orders him to do it. Veterans Court is not intended to last forever. It will come to an end, and we want it to be a successful completion for him. And I know that's what he wants, Judge. Um, Mr. Robb has some recommendations. We discussed those recommendations with Mr. Richardson, and I concur with the recommendations that she's about to put on the record. But Mr. Richardson wants to work the program. He says he's going to work the program, and I indicate I'm glad to see you're alive and safe. I would ask that this warrant be recalled, Judge, for Mr. Richardson. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Richardson.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Richardson, what you want to tell me?
Well, ma'am, I got a lot going on my plate, but right now I'm mostly concerned about this operation I got to go into tomorrow. They doing my right eye cataract surgery, and they supposed to put clean the cataract out and put a new lens in. So I'm kind of concerned about that, along with somebody that got $10,000 in my name worth of unemployment insurance. And the only way I found out is that they missed a payment, and they sent the payment to my residence. So I got to find out who it is, because I haven't had no $10,000. Matter of fact, I was in the hospital for the COVID during that time, man. So I couldn't have done it. Plus, they don't have nothing with my signature on.
And I understand that, Mr. Richardson, and I certainly empathize with you. As you know, with identity theft, there are steps that you can take. And I hope that Mr. Reed and Mr. Fikens, one of you or both of you, will meet with him to let him know some things that he should do in order to challenge, sounds like somebody stole his identity, or that they've used his credentials to secure some money that he has not enjoyed. So if you all could point him in the right direction. But here's the thing, Mr. Richardson, as you continue to live, life is going to happen. It's going to happen. Things are going to happen. We're going to get sick. We're going to encounter people that don't have our best interests at heart. We're going to encounter some hardships. I need you to still stay on track.
Yes, ma'am.
And the only way that I know that you are staying on track is when you go to your testing.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you can't come in here and tell me I've not missed testing, but you don't have a receipt. Ms. Robs, you still have not received any information to the contrary. Is that correct? So,
That's
Mr. Richardson,
correct, Your Honor.
so for purposes of this program, you have missed 2 tests. And
Yes,
not
ma'am.
only did you miss 2 tests, but you have also failed to follow up with your case manager. Why didn't you return Ms. Rob's phone call? Why didn't you reach out to Ms. Robs?
Miss Robs be, like she says, she be busy. And when I can't get in touch with Miss Rob, I call Mr. Parker.
Okay, but Ms. Robs called you. So Ms. Robs could not have been that busy. Ms. Robs called you. Why did you not respond to Ms. Rob's telephone call?
Because like I said, Judge, most of the time when I call Miss Rob,
I'm
she
not
don't
talking about most
answer
of the
phone.
time. But Mr. Richardson, I'm not talking about most of the time. I'm
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about this time. And even when you call Ms. Robs and she doesn't answer the phone because she's working, because she's in court, because she's servicing the other 30 or so clients that she has,
Yes, ma'am.
doesn't Ms. Robs always get back with you?
Yes, ma'am. She always get back with me.
So I'm not asking about most of the time. I'm not asking about some of the time. I'm asking about this time.
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
did you not pick up the phone and return Ms. Rob's call and give her the opportunity, if she was not available, to call you back?
Yes, ma'am.
Why
Well,
didn't you do?
my routine is, Your Honor, when Miss Robs called me, it has gotten to the point where I just go straight to Mr. Parker, and once I contact him, he'll shoot Miss Robs a email because I don't know how to text. I'm not computer literate. And
I'm
Mr. Parker
asking you
knows
about
this-
a phone call, Mr. Richardson. You still
Yes,
missing
ma'am.
it. I'm asking
Yes,
you
ma'am.
about a simple phone call. Mr. Parker didn't call you and leave a message.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Robs called you and left a message. So, Mr. Reed, I want you all to understand where I'm coming from with respect to considering sanction. He's missed 2 tests because he has no proof that he did. He tested. Ms. Robs has not received any information to the contrary. And then the second thing is that Ms. Robs has tried to call him and find out what is going on, and he's not returned Ms. Rob's call. I'm not talking, and that's where my focus is with respect to fashioning a sanction. And so, Mr. Richardson, you're not telling me anything that would help me to not, because my first response was, you are in, isn't he in phase 3, Ms. Robs?
Your Honor, he's in phase 2.
2, I'm sorry, in phase 2. And we've been going back and forth at this for a while. My first response, I will tell you, for sanction is to send you to the Wayne County Jail for a day or 2. It really is. So, and I'm still not understanding why you did not call Ms. Robs.
Well, I apologize to the court. I didn't call Miss Rob.
Okay. You just didn't call her.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize to the court, but I didn't call Miss Rob. Like I said, I talked with Mr. Parker, but like you said, Mr. Parker didn't call me. But that's a routine that we have when I can't get Miss Rob. So like I said, I'd like to apologize to the court that I did not call Miss Rob.
All right, Miss Robs, tell me what your recommendation is, because and Mr. Reed, I'm struggling. I have 2 missed tests. I have his failure to connect back to his case manager, despite the fact that she called him. And he's in phase 2. He's been with us since October of 2020. I understand that you're frustrated with the program, but your frustration is in the wrong place. You've got to direct it toward who's holding you here, and that's you. That's
Yes, ma'am.
you. You're holding you back. We're willing to keep you and work with you. But Ms. Rob shared, and I believe it's been shared before, that you're frustrated, but you're not doing anything about that frustration. You're not, because if I'm frustrated, I'm gonna do some things different. And the reason I know you can do some things different is because I've seen you do it.
Yes, ma'am.
I've seen you do it. I've also seen you when you're teetering with that wrong group of people or that person that provides substance to you, when you're going to the places where you know substance is available. I've also seen you kind of evade and not show up. And that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm seeing right now. It's a pattern. Miss Robs, when is the last time that he's tested? That you have a record that he's tested?
Your Honor, it was, I'm sorry. It was February the 28th, Your Honor.
Here we are. It's March 8th. I need him to go and test today. You must test today, Mr. Richardson.
Yes,
Without
ma'am.
excuse. Must test today.
Yes,
No
ma'am.
excuse. All right. I want to hear from Mr. Richardson. I spend time with you. I'm talking to you about this because if I don't care, when I don't care or I've given up, then I get quiet. It's a good thing when I'm still talking. It's a good
Thank
thing. And I care about you. You have so much life ahead of you. And I want it to be quality life. And I want it to be life well spent. And so I do want to hear from Mr. Parker. Did you have anything you wanted to add with respect to this?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. State your name for the record. My apologies.
I apologize. Jimmy Parker, Veterans Treatment Court mentor.
All right. Thank you. Mr.
Thank
Parker,
you.
is there anything you'd like to share as to Mr. Richardson?
Yes, Your Honor. I was under the understanding that I spoke with Mr. Richardson because Ms. Robb, she did get in touch with me. I think it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And she had acknowledged that she was trying to contact Mr. Richardson. She said he was on her mind, and she was trying to contact him, but she couldn't, and asked me if I would, and I said I would. And in total honesty, I tried to contact him most of the weekend, but I did manage to get in touch with him yesterday, and he acknowledged that, or said that he had left his phone in a friend's car or something. He didn't have it all weekend. And so, but he assured me that he had tested, except the one time that he had missed for I can't remember the reason, but he said he was going to go and get tested. And then that was that was Monday. That was the last time I spoke with him. Ms. Robb had texted me and said that you had an appointment, so your court was going to be a little late. I called him to see if he had knew about that, because I also called another mentee. I couldn't get in touch with Mr. Richardson, so I did leave a message, and well, he didn't respond back. So I really don't. I can't say that I know everything that's going on, but you know, when I told him if he could contact Miss Robbs, and he asked if I would, well, I did. I texted her and let her know that I did talk with him. If I'm not mistaken, if I didn't, those were my intentions, then please forgive me. But, I asked if he would call her, if he could call her. And as he said, when he, you know, that he said, sometimes I call her and she don't get back with me. So could you let her know whatever messages he had? But not once did he tell me that he had not tested. And so I did not know, you know, and I just want to encourage Mr. Richardson that, you know, because he knows he can just call me at any time. If you got a problem, call me. If something's on your mind, call me. If you feel an urge, call me. I try to make myself available for all the mentees whenever they call. So, you know, I'm kind of stunned for words because, you know, again, I had not spoke back with him yesterday. So, but I just want to encourage you, Mr. Richardson, go ahead and get the testing. Again, my phone is always open. Call me whenever whenever you feel like it. Maybe not after 9 o'clock at night, but I'll try to be available for you.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Thank
Mr. Parker, I heard you slide that in. You playing that card I play. I'm like, I have to tell folks, listen, don't call me after 9 o'clock. I go to bed, I get my rest. So, all right. Ms. Robbs, thank you, Mr. Parker. Ms. Robbs, I know that you said you had some recommendations. I will tell you and Miss Attorney Reed, I am struggling. I am struggling because we've been down this path a number of times. You left a phone in a friend's car. We don't have any proof that you're testing. You've fallen off the radar. I'm going to sanction Mr. Richardson today. I am. Recommendations.
Judge, if I may, I did talk to Ms. Robb and I got an idea of what her recommendation would be. And I'll put my recommendation on the record, if I may. And
Yes.
I'm not recommending any jail time for Mr. Richardson. I think he understands that he needs to follow the court's orders. What I am recommending is that we increase testing. I believe he's testing twice a week now. That is testing be increased to 3 times a week. Any jail be held in abeyance. And I'm also asking that he be ordered to have more contact with Miss Robb. He needs to call her weekly, a couple times a week. He needs to talk to Miss Robb. And that's my sanction, Judge. I would ask that any jail be held in abeyance, increase testing, and increase contact with Miss Robb. Thank you, Judge. That's my recommendation.
Thank you. Ms. Robbs, your recommendation.
Your Honor, before I give the recommendation, Mr. Kushiri has joined. Will we be able to have Mr. Kushiri weigh in as well?
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Kushiri, thank you so much for making the adjustment. I got finished a little bit earlier than what I expected, and I've got about a couple of hours before I'm going to be in bad shape. So I'm trying to get it done. So Mr. Kushiri, by all means, share with us what your insight is with respect to Mr. Richardson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. So Mr. Richardson, I agree with the recommendations for increased testing. I also would like him to get back engaged with the VA for some treatment to make sure that he just has some additional support to keep him on the right track and avoid any further violations. I really don't want to see Mr. Richardson in custody, and I appreciate the recommendations to keep jail in abeyance, but I really want to avoid further violations. So I'm hopeful that he would be agreeable to engage in more support just to make sure that he's going to maintain on the right track.
All right. And did you have a specific recommendation about what that engagement and more support looks like?
Well, just off the cuff, I would recommend that he would attend some daily meetings in the community that at his preference. And I think once a week or once every other week minimum, telephone contact with a VA provider just to make sure that he's getting what he needs, that he's maintaining stability would be reasonable.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Kushiri.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Robbs?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm in agreement with all the recommendations, Your Honor, that have been stated. I do want to say, Your Honor, I would like for, in addition to the increased supervision of 1 time per week with myself, that until Mr. Richardson establishes some consistency with the court, although he's in the phase 2 of the 3-phase program, Your Honor, where the face-to-faces, I would like to eliminate the face-to-faces, Your Honor, and have him attend court for all his hearings going forward until there is some level of stability. And Your Honor, in addition, the increased testing to 3 times per week with jams. and jail time in abeyance also, Your Honor, if he does not comply with the conditions or orders of the court.
All right. Thank you all for your recommendations. Mr. Richardson, is there anything you'd like to say to me before I make a determination?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I wrote down your recommendations and I want to make sure that I'm not going to set Mr. Richardson up for failure. I'm going to set him up to win. So I'm going to start first with, this is what the sanction will be. And this part is not so much of a sanction, but I need him, he must test today. It's a part of this court's order. He must test on today, Ms. Robs, and he must test with jams on today. In addition, I am going to increase Mr. Richardson's testing to 3 times per week random, a minimum of 3 times per week. Ms. Robs, you probably should expect that I am going to throw in an additional test here or there. So Mr. Richardson, you need to make sure that you are in touch and stay connected to your case manager, okay? So
Yes,
it's gonna be a minimum of 3 times per week, and I may throw in an additional test just on a whim, Ms. Robs, and we'll pay for it. We'll pay for if I throw in a test, the court will pick up the cost for it. In addition, I am going to follow the recommendation from the clinical side of Mr. Kusheri, and I'm going to have you engage in more support. And so that support is going to take place in the form of, you're going to be a part of daily for the next 30 days, in an NA group or a support group, okay? And when you go to that support group, you're going to make sure you write down the date that you went, where you went, and you're going to get a signature for it, the signature of whoever is conducting those meetings. And then you're going to write down just a sentence or 2 about what you took from that meeting, okay?
yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Robs will go over all of this with you, all right? So we're going to do that for 30 days. Okay, starting today, for 30 days, you're going to go to those daily meetings. Also, Mr. Kusheri, I'd like him to contact the VA provider, and let's do that. So Ms. Robs, let me say this. I'm not going to order the weekly contact with you, but what I am going to say is, you need to stay connected to Ms. Robs, whatever that looks like, okay? She calls you, you call Ms. Robs back, not Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker, he knows how to call you, and you can call Mr. Parker anytime, but when Ms. Robs calls you, you need to call Ms. Robs back, okay? So I want you to stay connected to Ms. Robs. I'm not gonna say you gotta do it twice a week or 3 times a week. I'm just going to say you need to stay connected with Ms. Robs, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then Mr. Kusheri, with respect to the VA provider, would that be something he has to do in person, or could that be over the phone? Could that be, what would that look like? Because I don't want to give him 100 things to do.
Your Honor, I certainly don't want to set Mr. Richardson up. It's tough to get down to the VA. I'd prefer him to receive services over the telephone. And if you are ordering him to 30 days daily meetings, I will reach out to Mr. Richardson and we will speak independently about what the VA can offer him that will help provide him support and give him the opportunity to just maintain success. So I don't want to overwhelm him with appointments that he might not need or be interested in.
All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So Ms. Robs, you take the time out with Mr. Richardson to understand what's going on. And I don't know, Mr. Reed, you may want to go back in the breakout room with him to make sure he understands what's going on. He's going to test today. Beginning today, his testing will increase to 3 times per week, random. He is going to continue to have contact with Ms. Robs. He is going to do daily NA or support meetings, and he's going to write down the date of attendance, where he attended, whether it's on the phone or what have you, so that Ms. Robs can verify those meetings. And then if you're in person, you'll get a signature. If you're not in person, you need to get enough information so Ms. Robs can verify the information. And then you're going to tell me what you took out of that meeting. I'm not looking for paragraphs and pages. You can tell me a word or something that you got from the meeting, okay? And we're gonna do that for 30 days. In addition, I'm
Now,
going
what
to
am I
grant,
supposed to do, ma'am? Excuse me. What am I supposed to do? I have an eye operation tomorrow.
yes, you're having a cataract surgery on tomorrow. So you'll be down for tomorrow. You're gonna test today. So you're
Yes,
gonna be
ma'am.
down for tomorrow, and then you should be back up in business on Thursday. Yes, very familiar with the cataract surgery. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right, very good. And so you're still gonna call and see if your color drops. Tomorrow, you may, if your color drops tomorrow, Ms. Robs, if his color drops or his number drop is called tomorrow, then he's gonna need that reprieve because he's having the cataract procedure, but then he's to go and test on Thursday, okay? All right, so we're gonna let you rest on tomorrow because I know it takes a day of rest with that procedure. All right? And then
Yes, ma'am.
going forward, Ms. Robs will eliminate the face-to-face. He's to physically report or to come on by way of Zoom for court for the next 30 days. I want to see him every 2 weeks for the next 30 days. And let's see if we can make sure, Mr. Richardson, that you're all right and that you're on track, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Richardson, I am going to hold 2 days of jail time in abeyance. I'm gonna hold it in abeyance, meaning you're not going to jail right now, but you're in phase 2 and you've been with us for over a year. You've never gone to jail. I have done progressive sanctions with respect to you, but your next move after this will be time at the Wayne County Jail. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want that to happen, right?
Right.
Right. I want you to know, I don't want that to happen. And I know you don't want that to happen. So let's work it. Look, if you're having some difficulties, reach out. Let us know. That's what we're here for. We don't expect you to be perfect, but falling off the radar, no contact, nobody can get in touch with you, missing screens, we're not going to tolerate that. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions for the team?
None whatsoever, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Richardson. I'm going to do a return to court for Mr. Richardson. Ms. Robs, I need 2 weeks from today's date. I know we have some things going. Give me the 2-week date and let me see what we can do.
Yes, Your Honor. March 22nd, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, very good. Ms. Mack, I know that is a date of, I'm working remote, but I will be working. So I am going to put him on for the 22nd at 8:35 a.m. by way of Zoom. Any questions from any of the other team members as to Mr. Richardson? Mr. Richardson, what I will tell you is after the day that we had on yesterday where we lost one of our members of our specialty court, who was just with us last week, and she was bubbly and happy and healthy and all of those wonderful things. And then to get the message that she passed suddenly, unexpectedly, and undiagnosed of any illness, I will tell you that I am very happy to see you on this morning. I might not sound happy, but I am glad to see you on this morning. I am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Let's do it, Mr. Richardson. Let's work through it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Take good care of yourself. Ms. Robs will be reaching out to you today. Make sure that you speak with her, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Bye-bye, Mr. Richardson.
Judge, may we recall that warrant if the warrant is still out?
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I'm setting aside the warrant, Ms. Mack. Thank you. All right. Very good. All right. I am ready now. Ms. Brimage hasn't joined us. If someone, I know Ms. Brimage is going to come on a little bit later, but I'm going to keep going. I am now going to go to,
She's ready when you're ready, Judge. Are you ready for her or you want to wait?
I'm ready. I don't see her client anymore.
I
Where's
don't believe it.
Mr. Johnson? There he is. Is
Yeah.
Ms. Brimage on? If she's not on, I gotta keep going, okay? Tell her to go
Oh,
ahead and
she's
count.
she's gonna come to the courtroom, so I'll let you know when she gets here.
All right, wonderful.
Okay.
Let's go to Ralph Keith. Good morning, Mr. Keith.
Good morning, Judge Shannon Holmes.
All righty. How are you this morning?
Oh, blessed, truly blessed.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right, very good. Let me, Mr. Keith said my whole name, so I want to make sure he see my A on the middle, in the middle. Okay. All right. All right, very good. Let me call your case. I have case number SP 103-07631. Mr. Keith, state your full name for me.
My name is Ralph Lee Keith.
All right, Mr. Keith, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm blessed.
You're doing very well. You still at home, independently living?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are, Mr. Keith, and no issues to report?
No, ma'am. I can report that I did an open talk Saturday at the Elmhurst home.
Look at you, yeah. Very good. How did you feel about doing that open talk?
Well, that was it was an experience. I like to do it because I told them that if I just reach one addict, that I did a good job.
Yes, sir. You got that right. One at a time. I
One at a
love
time.
it, Mr. Keith.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, we had an opportunity to staff your case on yesterday, I believe it was on yesterday. And Ms. Robbs and Mr. Kusheri both reported that you are doing well, that you are in compliance with everything. You're still
Yes, ma'am.
in your own apartment, that you have paid your fines and costs in full. And the recommendation is to promote you to phase 3. What do you think about that, Mr. Keith?
Oh, thank you.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing everything I need to do, and I'm on track. And I think I came in April. I'm not sure, but I think it was April I came in.
You did. You came in April 30th of
Yeah,
2021.
on my own.
Yes, sir. Yes, you did. And you
Yes,
are on track, Mr. Keith. You are definitely on track. And so listen, you're going to go to phase 3 today. Phase 3 is not a phase for you to cut corners or to look for shortcuts or an easy
No.
way out. It's the phase where you have to work the hardest, sir, because
ma'am.
you are going to show yourself what life is going to be like once you leave 36th District Court. And I only
Yes, ma'am.
wanted to get better and better and better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Let me hear from Ms. Robbs. Ms. Robbs, what do you have asked to Mr. Keith?
Your Honor, as stated in staffing on yesterday, Mr. Keith continues to do an awesome job. He is compliant, Your Honor, in all areas with his testing. He does everything that the court has asked of him to do. He's never had any sanctions, Your Honor, since he's been in this program. He just truly deserves that promotion, Your Honor, and I just encourage him to continue to keep up the good work, stay recovery focused and driven, and just excellent job. Excellent job, Mr. Keith.
Thank you, Ms. Robbs.
All right. Very good. Very good. And so let me hear from Mr. Kusheri. Anything else?
Thank you, Judge. Good morning again. Mr. Keith, I just want to congratulate you on your phase promotion. You're so welcome. You've done great out the gate, always just jumping through the hoops and working your recovery, and you're such an example. And I congratulations on your open talk. You got to let me know the next time you have one scheduled and I'll come see you.
I sure will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Mr. Kusheri, you let us know too, okay? I think that's wonderful. I love to hear people doing things that they've never done before and feeling good about it. I love it. I love it, Mr. Keith. All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Reed, is there anything that you'd like to add? Ms. Robs, check. Okay, thank you. Mr. Reed?
Yes, Judge, thank you. I want to congratulate you on the promotion. You
Thank
look good, you sound good, that's great. You're working the program. No sanctions, that's impressive. Keep up the good work, Mr. Keith. We are proud of what you're doing, and you should be proud of yourself. Stay safe, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, very good. Before everybody leaves, before Mr. Keith leaves the courtroom, I need everyone to join me in congratulating Mr. Keith on his promotion to phase 3, and also to join me in thanking Mr. Keith for his service in the armed forces. Thank you for serving us, Mr. Keith, and congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Very good, very good. All right. You have any questions for the team, Mr. Keith?
My next court date.
Your next court date. All right, Ms. Robs, what's next?
Your Honor, it'll be a face-to-face for Mr. Keith on April 5th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m.
Ms. Robs, can I do something a little bit different? I know that you all are in touch with everyone. I'm going to do that face-to-face. You can do it the week of March 20th, and then let that April 5th be his next court day. So give me
Yes,
a
Your Honor.
face-to-face for that week. What do you have?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a court date, a face-to-face for March 22nd, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
Let's put it at 10:30,
Oh, I'm sorry.
10:35 a.m. Yes.
Yes, Your
All right.
Honor.
And then his next court date?
Will be April 5th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Keith?
Yes, ma'am. April the 5th is the court date. At
Where are
8:35.
you? I don't see your face.
Oh, what happened? Oh, there. I'm sorry. I did that by
There's your
mistake.
face. All right.
I'm sorry. Okay, March the 20th is the face-to-face.
March 22nd.
Oh, yeah, March 22nd at 10:30. And April the 5th is
Uh-oh, I can't hear you now. You muted yourself. What Mr. Keith, though? He didn't got
Going wrong.
He's doing everything.
all right. Can you hear me now?
I can. What's your court date? March, it's April 5th?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute.
Can't hear us. All right.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? All right. Well, Ms. Robs, if you could touch base with him and let him know April 5th, 2022 at 8:35 is the next court date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very
I
good.
got it down.
Before you leave, Mr. Keith, I had Mr. Richardson, can you hear me? Uh-oh, he's trying to connect to audio. Can you hear us, Mr. Richardson? All right, I won't hold you up. Look, we did not celebrate Mr. Richardson and thank him for his service to this country. Even when I fuss, I am still appreciative of everybody who has put on a uniform for the sake of protecting the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. And so I could not let Mr. Richardson leave and not thank him. But I don't know if Mr. Richardson, he's not connected to audio, Miss Robs. All right, we'll let him get it together. All right, Mr. Keith, I'm not going to hold you up. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah,
All
thank you.
right. I am going to, and I know Ms. Brimage is in the courtroom. Thank you so much. I'm going to do Mr. Parker very quickly. I know he's at work, and so I'm going to do him quickly, and then I'll call Ms. Brimage's case. All right, Mr. Parker, I have case number ZA082731. Mr. Parker, good morning to you. Please state your name.
Good morning. My name is Mr. Andre Parker.
All right, Mr. Andre Parker, you see, I got it straight now. You and Mr. Parker was trying to mix me up with those same last names. I got you now. I'm ready now. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
All right, very good. Work is going well?
Yes,
It
yes.
is. No
Mhm.
complaints? All right. And you're working the program too, right, Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me what you're doing to work the program.
Well, I'm making sure I stay scheduled. I stay on time, just like being back in the military. Just make sure I do what I'm asked to do and do what I'm supposed to do and make sure I'm there on time.
All right, very good. No issues with working the program?
No, ma'am. No,
All
ma'am.
right, wonderful. How are the kids doing?
Yeah. Well, they're a headache, but my grandkids are fine.
I love it. He said the kids are a headache, but the grandkids, that made him smile. All right, very good. I understand it. Trust me, I understand it. All right, are you having any issues, Mr. Parker, that you need us to help you with?
No, not at the moment. I'm trying to maintain my strength, and I'm doing well. And thanks, the program is helping me out so much, and I'm getting better. Every 24 hours is a better 24 hours.
There you go. Very good. Very good. We had an opportunity to staff your case on yesterday, and both Ms. Robs and Mr. Kusheri reported that you are doing well, that you are in compliance, and that you're working on some things. And so I just want to encourage you to keep going, keep working at it. Things are going to get better, okay?
Thank you.
All right, very good. Let me start by hearing from Ms. Robs.
Yes, Your Honor. As stated yesterday in staff, and Mr. Parker is he's doing really well, Your Honor. He maintains his job, compliant with testing. No issues to report at this time, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Mr. Kusheri.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning again. Mr. Parker is compliant from a treatment perspective. He's doing great. He completed his substance use programming as indicated. He continues to engage in treatment through the VA, and he's doing really well.
All right, very good, very good. Mr. Parker, that is Mr. Jimmy Parker, the mentor. Is there anything you'd like to report out on Andre Parker?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with him and certainly he assured me that he's doing well and he was at work at the time. So we didn't talk a long time, but he assures me that everything is going well and I, from hearing from Ms. Robs and also Mr. Kusheri that he's certainly in compliance and that I'm glad to hear that though the kids get on your nerves sometimes, but the grandkids just kind of make things better. So
That's right. They make it all right.
That's right. So just keep up the good work, Mr. Parker, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Mr. Reed?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Parker. Good report. I remember when you came into the program, you were looking forward to getting back to work, and I see you're back. You are back to work, working the job. And I want to let you know I'm getting all my mail. I get a lot of mail. When I get mail, I think about you. But keep up the good work, sir. Be safe. We're proud of you. Stay safe, Mr. Parker.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Do you have any questions for the team today, Mr. Parker?
No, ma'am.
No questions? I want you to keep up the great work you're doing. Ms. Robs, what's next for Mr. Parker? I know that he is in phase 2.
Yes, Your Honor. A return to court date for, I'm sorry, Your Honor, a face-to-face on March 29th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m.
Can we do the face-to-face prior to that? And then on the 29th, I can see him for his court date?
Yes, Your Honor. Could we do March 22nd for a court date for face-to-face at 10:35 a.m. and then a return to court date, Your Honor, for March 29th at 8:35 a.m.
All right, that works for me. All right, very good. I was supposed to share with you all in staffing what I'm doing because, as we go, I'm always increasing knowledge and and what's the standard. And so I will share that. My apologies that I didn't share it with you all in staffing on yesterday, probably because Mr. Reed was rushing me. And so I will share that on today. Okay. All right. Very good. Before Mr. Parker leaves us, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Parker for his service to this country. Thank you, Mr. Parker. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. We certainly appreciate you. All right. Very good. Take care, Mr. Parker. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Very good. All
Have
right.
a good day.
You do the same. Miss Brimage, you may take the podium at this time. Miss Robs, it seems like we're not going to get the audio on Mr. Richardson. I need you to communicate. We're gonna clap right now to thank Mr. Richardson, and then I need you to tell Mr. Richardson that this clap is for him. So I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Richardson for his service to this country. Yes, for this country. We appreciate you, Mr. Richardson, even though you can't hear us. Ms. Robs, please communicate that to him, and then he can be released. He's released. All right, I can't fuss and not rebuild. You can't do that. Right? I'm the parent that would spank and then take the kids to get ice cream. That was me. All right, very good. You're good, Mr. Parker. Have a good one. All right, let's go to Mr. Johnson. You ready on Mr. Johnson? Ms. Brimage, good morning to you.
Good morning. Yes, I'm ready, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I have the following. I have case number 200-616-0201, and case number SP 112-90723. Ms. Brimage, state your appearance for the record.
Jasmine Brimage on behalf of the Probation Department.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Johnson, state your name for me.
My name is Damian Johnson, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Mr. Johnson. How are you this morning?
I'm doing quite well. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir. I'm doing very well. All right, Ms. Brimage, let me hear from you as to Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson was just before you 2 weeks ago. As you know, he completed the community service for the contract and for the ticket. So he has fulfilled that.
Very good.
He continues outpatient treatment at Team Wellness, and Mr. Pro stated that Mr. Johnson is doing an amazing job in therapy. He shows up on time, is actively engaged, and tries any therapeutic homework that is assigned to help facilitate his healing. He has been unpacking childhood and adult trauma, his lack of trust of others, and racial experiences that he has endured thus far. He said he is wowed by his dedication and friendly demeanor every time he shows up for therapy. So that's
All right. All right, very good, very good.
And Your Honor, last time that Mr. Johnson was before you, you said it was 3 goals you had set for him to complete the marijuana insight program, to find employment and complete the community service. He has completed the community service. I will give him the referral so that he can complete the marijuana insight program by his next court date. And I know the community service site and reached out to Mr. Johnson about employment. I haven't heard anything else from him about that. So, Mr.
Okay.
Johnson, have you contacted them?
Yes, I did. And they said that they aren't available right now because they haven't fully opened back due to COVID. So it's a senior citizen facility. So they haven't fully opened back up. And once they do, they're gonna let me right back in the door.
All right, but you don't know when they're gonna open up, right?
No, I'm not sure. It should be within the next couple of weeks because we were setting up at the time to for the accommodations for the extra patients to be there. So I'm just waiting for me to go to work, really.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I also enrolled myself in the career program down at the TMH, the wellness.
Oh, at Team Wellness?
At Team Wellness, yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. A career program?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm checking with I got a person there to take care of that with me. So I'm contacting them yesterday. Supposed to be getting a call back a little later on today to see what's going on and what's the jobs they have available for that too. So I'm on it.
Very good. Look at you, Mr. Johnson. You working it. I'm
I'm
proud
trying.
of you, sir.
I'm trying.
Extremely proud of you. Very
Thank you.
good.
Therapy
All
has
right.
helped a lot.
I'm sorry.
Therapy has helped a lot, even though I've had 3 therapists in the time I've been dealing with this, but I mean, it's helped a lot though.
I wish I could tell people they can never quit their jobs, move on, get promoted. I just don't have that kind of juice. So I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I understand that. Like, you got to live your life. I was just like, hey, I was proud of them for doing so, because those people were more deserving than anything else. Those ladies were really deserving of their promotion. So I can't knock that. You get that
There
money.
you go. There you
But,
go. And it sounds like you're working well with Mr. Prog, right?
Yes.
All
Mr.
right.
Brogue is a young man. He's very understanding and he listens. And so yeah, he's easy to talk to.
All
I don't
right.
have no issues. No,
No
so
issues. All right. Who was doing Mr. Parker? You were still mentoring Mr. Johnson because he is a veteran. And so do you have anything asked to Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Johnson, he's doing well, and as I say, when I talk to him, he's always bubbly, and and we always have great conversations. We might talk about anything, politics or whatever. And so he's doing well, and I just want to encourage Mr. Johnson to just, keep on doing the good work and that he's doing. Congratulations for your your improvements, and we know things are going to get better.
yes,
So continue to keep doing what you're doing.
All
Thank you.
right. All right, Mr. Reed, do you have anything asked to Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Good report, Mr. Johnson. You have a great attitude. You're working the program. You're not fighting the program, you're working the program. And you are working with some good people. You're giving back to the community, and that's a good thing to do. Be safe. We're proud of you. You should be proud of yourself, because we
I
know
am.
it's not easy. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. You be safe, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for your help, and thank you so much.
All right.
Mhm.
Ms. Brimage, do you have any recommendations for Mr. Johnson other than to continue working on those few goals that he has left to do?
Your Honor, I am gonna ask, he has a balance of $770, and since he isn't employed right now, is it possible for him to do community service and a little summer goals?
I will allow him to do half of it for community service, but when he gets his job, I want him to pay something into the program, okay? So you can calculate that for me, Ms. Brimage, and let me know what those hours look like. You said he owes $700?
$770, yes.
770, okay. So let's have him do what, about $335 in
Yes, I'm
community?
not sure what the hours is, yes.
Okay,
All right, Your Honor, I'll find out from the community service specialist, and do you want me to get back with you for exactly how
Yes,
many
ma'am.
hours it is?
yes,
Okay.
ma'am, you can do that. All right, very good. If no questions, Mr. Johnson, you're doing a great job.
None at
I'm
all,
gonna-
yo.
Not at all. All right, Ms. Brimage, what's next for Mr. Johnson? And Ms. Brimage, remind me, what date did I say we're going to keep all of my regular probation cases on, so I don't have you running back and forth?
On Tuesdays, after veterans treatment work.
All right, so Miss Mack, you need to hold me to that. Tuesdays for Ms. Brimage, Tuesdays only. All right,
Yes.
so what's next for Mr. Johnson, Ms. Brimage?
So, Your Honor, I do want to do a face-to-face with Mr. Johnson. It could be via Zoom or in person, whichever one is more convenient for him. And we can do that in 2 weeks. I don't want to make it on a Tuesday because that's my court date with you, so what's the next 7? So March.
Today's the 8th.
The 8th, okay, sorry. So March 24th, for face-to-face, is that okay?
Yes, March 24th, 2022, that would be at 10:35 for a face-to-face with Ms. Brimage. And then his court date should be the following week.
The following week.
Very well.
31st.
31st. No,
No, the 29th.
April
All right.
29th.
So the
April,
return
March.
court date will be
I mean, March 29th. I'm sorry, is that March 29th?
Mhm.
Yeah, March 29th.
March 29th. I'm still not embracing March, so don't get me to weigh in. March 29th, 2022 at 8:35 would be his next court date.
Y'all know me, I will come into court a week early by accident. I've
do it.
done it before, so I want to make sure that I get the date right.
Right, that's what I was gonna ask. Did you want to have another review in March or is April 5th to do that? That'd be almost the 30, because today is March the 8th.
What the-
The next court date we had was, what is it, March 29th?
For the 8:35 court date is March 29th. Do you want to still with that?
You wanna
That would
still-
be two, that would be 3 weeks.
3 weeks versus a month.
You can leave it as March 29th. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
All right, very good. Before Mr. Johnson leaves the courtroom, I need everyone to join me in thanking Mr. Johnson for his service to this country, therefore his service to us. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We really do. All right, Mr. Johnson, good to see you. I will see you in a couple of weeks, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good.
Bye-bye.
Before I call my last case for specialty, the Veterans Treatment Court docket, I want to, Mr. Hill, if you could check in with my clerk and we'll go from there. And then there's an A person, Mr. Al Waji, who needs to go in a breakout room. Mr. Hill, your client is here as well. And I just need 1 second, please.
No, not yet. Judge is taking care of something. She's
All right. I am going to call my final case for specialty court. And then Mr. Attorney Hill, do you know what's going to happen with your client? It's a pretrial. It's my understanding for OWI. And so have you had an opportunity to talk with the city prosecutor?
No, I haven't, but more than likely, Judge, I'm just going to make a request for discovery and then just adjourn it for another pretrial. Is it Matt who's the prosecutor?
Yes. Why are we adjourning for another pretrial?
I don't have a police report. I don't have any video dash cam of the stop. I have nothing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it. I don't see a reason to keep you hanging around. So are you ready for me to call that case?
I am, Judge.
Where is he? Mr. Adams? Okay. I have the following for Eugene Adams, Z8083811. Counsel, your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ryan Hill, P68445 on behalf of Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, take yourself off mute and state your name, please.
Eugene Adams.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Adams. All right. And so, Mr. Hill, you are requesting discovery in this matter. Please outline for the court what it is that you need with respect to discovery, other than police report.
Judge, what I'm looking for is any paper discovery from the city. Probably the most important thing is obviously the city has a policy of erasing their video dash cam, body cam within 90 days. I'm asking for an order preserving any and all audio and video of the traffic stop. I don't necessarily need video as it relates to any BAC at the station. I just need any and all video surveillance audio of the stop of my client in field sobriety. If I can get an order to that effect, Judge, that would be very helpful. And just so the court's aware, we just filed an appearance in, I think, February 28th. So I haven't had an opportunity yet to speak to the city. So I do apologize.
All right, no problem, Attorney Hill. And so please prepare that order for the court. I am granting your request to preserve the video and audio of the traffic stop. Also, of course, any paper discovery that the city may have. I'm going to also grant your request to adjourn the pretrial. Do you need 30 days or can we do 2 weeks?
The likelihood of me getting this information from the city of Detroit in 30 days is probably zero, Judge. I'm just, based on previous orders that I've submitted to the city, because they have an independent person that processes FOIA requests, I don't think I'm going to get what I need in 30 days. But if the court wants to give me 30 days, that's fine. Okay,
let's try 30 days. And I want to make sure I get that order today so I can get it to Mr. Rosenthal so that we don't have any issues with preserving that information. I don't know how long ago this was, but okay, we'll make sure we get it done. I'm assuming we're within the time frame. And so I will adjourn this out for 30 days, which will take us to, let's see, can we do it on April? And actually, I'm going to go out a few additional days. What about April the 15th? Does that work? It does, Judge. All right. So I'll adjourn the pretrial to April 15th, 2022, and I'll do it at 9. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, Judge. That is a holiday for the court. The court is closed that day.
Oh. Okay, don't say that really loud. All right, so let's do April 22nd. So you may get a little bit more, Mr. Attorney Hill. What about the 22nd of April?
Fine, Judge.
Does that work?
It does, Judge.
All right, April 22nd at 9:45 a.m.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Mr. Adams, I will call you, okay, Mr. Adams?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're very welcome. All right, Ms. Brimage, I see that you are still with us. Is everything okay?
Yes.
Yes, I had one person, Your Honor. I asked you if he can come in early, and today was the day he was scheduled for. Bassam
Alwiji.
Alwiji.
I believe he's in the breakout room, Judge, and that's one of Ms. Burridge's clients. He's in the
Okay.
breakout room.
All right, so we'll work to get him out the breakout room. Let me close out my specialty court docket. I have one more case left, okay? All right, and that is for Mr. Henderson. I have the following for Mr. Orlando Henderson. I have case number SP 1104886, counts 1 and 3. I also have case number U 598432121. Mr. Henderson, state your full name for me, please. Uh-oh, I'm not able to hear you. Let me have you unmute for me.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Henderson.
Good morning, Judge Holmes. How are you?
I am well. How are you today?
I'm doing great. My name is Orlando Maniche Henderson.
All right, Mr. Henderson. How are things going for you?
Well, things are going really great. I'm still here at the domiciliary, and I was looking to move out into my new apartment, but some went wrong. And my caseworker, Danita Thompson, she's on it right now today. And so like, I'm gonna know something within a week or two.
All right, very good.
Whether I can move out, and then when I move out, I have my job that I should be starting at Spencer and Butcher as working with logistics. So, so I'm looking forward to that,
Okay, very good, very good. While you're waiting on all those wonderful things to happen, which they are some really wonderful things, and I hope they all work out for you, and they will at the right time. How are you doing with working your program?
My program is I'm working it really fine. I'm I'm doing everything that they asked me to do, and I got my details and everything like that. I got no complaints about the domiciliary. And then the other thing is that some of the things that I wanted to get done with my BA benefits and things like that, I'm also getting that taken care of.
So look at you.
Yeah. So saying when I get my service connection disability, that means a little more money in my pocket and everything like that. So everything is working out great, so I'm kind of glad that I came here. So
I'm glad that you went there too. Very good.
Yeah.
Very
And
good.
I just wanna say this, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I came to Veterans Court, you know what I'm saying? I really thought it was a bad thing, but now that I went through all of that I went through, I accomplished a whole lot, and I never go back to being that person that I was. And I want to thank you, Judge Holmes.
Oh, Mr. Henderson, I want to thank you and all of the team that reached out and brought you to us. And thank you for accepting the help that we have to offer here at 36th District Court. Thank you. It's been wonderful to work with you. So we want to continue this good momentum that we have going, okay?
Absolutely.
Let's do that. All right. Yeah. I want to hear from Ms. Robs. Tell me about Mr. Henderson's progress. You gave me some information in staffing that he's doing well, no issues. I wrote down that I needed to get some goals, but it sounds like he's established some goals this morning with his job prospect, taking care of his VA benefits, and getting his housing situation squared away. That sounds like 3 good goals to me, Ms. Robs. So go right ahead.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Mr. Henderson, as reported yesterday, Your Honor, is doing extremely well. I just want to also just say really fast, Your Honor, just looking at Mr. Henderson, he looks great. You can see the progress, the sobriety. It really looks good on him. I'm just encouraging him to keep up the good work. He's in full compliance, Your Honor. No issues at this time.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Kushiri.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning again. Mr. Henderson is compliant with everything from a treatment perspective as reported by Ms. Robs. I just want to say, Mr. Henderson, it's great to see you. I know it's been a minute since we saw each other. You look great. You're doing great. I was disappointed, as I'm sure you felt very disappointed about some of the kinks that we ran into, with River Towers, but I know that your team is working on it. And I'm so grateful that you are using your skills, you're being patient, you are motivated and future oriented. And in the meantime, you are going to get some great things done for yourself while you remain at the Dom until you're ready to transition out of there. So congratulations on how well you're doing.
Absolutely, Mr. Kushiri, and thank you for coming by to see about me and everything's like that. And I'm still working on, getting my DD Form 214 upgraded. So I gave that to Nurse Jenkins, and she's working on that right now. So, I know you be busy. So, I just passed the ball on to somebody else, okay? And I don't have no hard feelings about it, I'm getting it done.
I appreciate you. You're very gracious. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I'll come and visit you and we'll talk more, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Mr. Parker, are you serving as the mentor for Mr. Henderson?
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
Scott, okay. We'll check in on Mentor Scott, make sure he's good today. All right, very good. Mr. Reed? Uh-oh, you're muted, Mr. Reed.
Thank you. Apologize. Sir, thank you for changing your mind about vet court. That's good to hear. One of our goals is to help our participants change behavior, and you've changed your mind. I hope we're going to help you change some behavior. Keep up the good work. You're in a good place. We're proud of what you're doing. You should be proud of yourself. We know it's not easy, but you're doing a great job, Mr. Henderson. Keep up the good work and be safe. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well,
Right. Mr. Henderson, do you have any questions for the team this morning?
No, I don't, but I just want to say I'm thankful for everybody. And it just feels so good for me to be able to pass a drug test now, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Wonderful. Yes, sir. Good.
Yes.
Deal.
Yes.
All right. Miss Robs, what's next for Mr. Henderson?
Your Honor, Mr. Henderson is in phase 2 of our phase 5 program. He would have a face-to-face on March 22nd, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then a return to court date, Your Honor, of March 29th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right. Did you get that, Mr. Henderson? Thank you, Miss Robs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, a face-to-face March the 22nd and court date on March the 29th at what time was that? 8:30?
8:35.
8:35. Thank you. I got it.
All right. You are in great shape. Mr. Henderson, before you leave, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Henderson for his service to this country, therefore his service to us. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right. Very good. If nothing else, take care, be well, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, I believe that I have called all of the cases that are a part of the Veterans Treatment Court. Ms. Robs, did I miss anyone?
No, Your Honor, that is all.
All right, wonderful, excellent job, Mr. Kushiri, Ms. Robs, thank you both. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Parker, for serving. I truly appreciate you, and you all enjoy the rest of your day.
thank you. You as well, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Feel better. Take care.
Feel
Thank
better,
you.
please.
Oh,
All right. You don't get to
Hello?
shout out in my courtroom, sir. You don't get to do that. No, no. All right. And so with that, Ms. Brimage, I still don't see your client unless I'm missing them. But I'm also going to take this time, please keep your device on mute. I'm going to take this time to have Ms. Wilson place in the breakout room individuals that are on for their show cause or what have you. So, Mr. Hermes, good morning to you. What case are you here on?
Good morning, Your Honor. I am on Mr. Bassam Al-Waji, who appears on the screen.
All right, wonderful. Do you all need to go in the, you need to go in the breakout room with the attorney? Or is that your case, Ms. Brimage?
Ms. Brimage,
Oh, that's the case. I thought it was another name. All right. And then there's another gentleman, Ibrahim Ahmad. Does he need to go in the breakout room? Mr. Reed, Attorney Reed?
Judge, I don't know who Mr. Fikens has talked to.
Okay.
I know he's talked, I don't see Mr. Fikens on the screen, so.
All right, so this is what I'll do. Mr. Fikens is in a breakout room. And so Ms. Wilson, if you could place Mr. Ibrahim Ahmad in breakout room number 2 with Mr. Fikens, and he can talk with them. Mr. Ahmad, I need you to join that breakout room. She sent you the invitation before and you didn't join, so I need you to join.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
Mr. Ahmad is retained. Yes, he has retained counsel.
Oh, for a 9:30 case and it's 10:25. Is his attorney with us?
Yes, the attorney is here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
He
didn't.
might be in the breakout room with Mr. Rosenthal.
Okay, so Ms. Wilson, send Mr. Ahmad back. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's send him back. And then I'm ready, Ms. Brimage. Thank you for your patience this morning. I'm going to start off by swearing in the interpreter. Mr. Hermes, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you will interpret the words as spoken by the parties in today's case, that you will do so completely and accurately without any additions or deletions? So help you God.
I do, Judge.
Thank you. State your name for the record as well as your qualifications.
Sure. Joseph Hermes, qualified court interpreter in the Arabic language to assist Mr. Al-Waji.
Thank you. All right. Let's have Mr. Al-Waji unmute his phone. Can you let him know to unmute his device?
افتح الصوت سيد الوجيه وقول اسمك للمحكمة.
Yeah, my name is Bassam Al-Waji.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let me place your case number on the record. I have case number SX 392-64302. All right. Ms. Brimage. Oh, I'm sorry. Let him go ahead.
سيدة برمش قالت القضية حقك. Your Honor, I have a different case number. It starts with a U, 600.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read the wrong case number. My apologies. I have case number U600-80121. My apologies.
That's okay, Your Honor. Yeah, قضية رقم U 600-8012 ضد السيد الوجيه. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Brimage, I'm ready to hear from you.
Your Honor, Jasmine Brimage on behalf of the probation department.
أنا السيدة برمج أنا أمثل دائرة فترة المراقبة.
Your Honor, on January 14th, 2022, the defendant was ordered to attend the prostitution class, pay fines and costs of $400, submit to HIV testing, and complete 40 hours of community service.
السيد الوجيه يوم 19 في الشهر الواحد دفع الغرامة حقه $400 وكمل خدمات الجالية المجانية وأخذ الفحص الأمراض الجنسية وكمل شروط المحكمة.
نعم.
As of February 9, 2022, the defendant has completed everything. His court date wasn't scheduled until April 14th, but I reached out to you because he said his wife had surgery in Yemen.
تقول انه يوم 9/2 كمل الصف المدرسه اللي راح عليها اللي كانت يشارك في مخالفين في الدعارة، وكان عنده موعد يوم 14/4 لحتى نعمل مراجعة نهائية.
Right. Ms. Brimage, what is your recommendation?
السيدة برمج ما هي اقتراحاتك؟ I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm asking that the case be closed with improvement.
أنا أطلب من المحكمة أنه تغلق القضية لأنه كمل كل الشروط والمطالب المطلوبة منه.
All right. Mr. Al-Wajih, tell me what you've learned through this experience, sir.
السيد الوجيه، قول للقاضية بتقول إيش اللي تعلمت من هذه القضية أنت وهذا الموضوع، إيش تعلمت؟
تعلمت أشياء كثيرة ولن أعود في هذا الشيء أبدا.
I learned a whole lot of good things and I know I will never go back to what I did.
Yes, tell me some of those good things that you learned, sir. I want to know specifics.
تريد تعرف بالتحديد إيش هي الأشياء اللي تعلمتها أنت؟
يعني تعلمت أشياء إنه هذه الحاجات الذي واحد يروح فيها ضد يعني القانون ما فيها شيء إلا ضياع الوقت ويعني ومعاقبات.
He says what the violations that I did and I broke the law, it doesn't cause nothing but headaches for me and you know, to stray from the right thing.
And so what did you learn about the charge that brought you before this court, the offering to engage another for an act of prostitution? I want to know, what did you learn?
هي بتقول لك بالتحديد تريد تعرف ايش اللي تعلمت من ناحية التهمة اللي انت جلبوك للمحكمة مبدئيا انه انت كنت تطلب خدمة للدعارة والمصلحة الجنسية من شخص آخر. ايش اللي تعلمت؟ انه بعد ما تعمل هذا الشيء
انه هذا الشيء خطر ما يعني مش في طريقة صحيحة.
I know that the offer to engage is something wrong and you know, it should not happen. I'm not going to do it again.
Okay, what did you learn about the women that participate in those particular types of cases?
ايش اللي تعلمت من البنات اللي هم كانوا يتعاملون بهذا الشيء، يعني الدعارة؟ لازم تتكلم بهذا الموضوع.
ان في اشياء يعني قد يمكن تصاب في امراض، وهذا لا اريد ان اكون فيه ابدا.
Because one main reason I learned that this could cause a lot of sexual diseases, and I don't want that to happen to me.
Or to your wife, is that correct?
أو لمراتك كمان، تمام صح؟
نعم.
That's correct, yes.
Do you also understand that some of the women who participate in the charge that brought you before this court, that they are sometimes drug addicted, and some of them are out there against their will selling their bodies?
وبتعرف إنه البنات اللي يكونوا في الشارع ويعرضوا نفسهم يبيعوا نفسهم للدعارة ربما يكونون مضطهدين ومجبورين من قبل عوائلهم ويسبب لهم مشاكل. تعرف هذا الشيء؟
تعلمت هذا الشيء اننا لن اكون فيه ابدا.
I learned that now and I did not know these things.
Okay, that's something very important that I definitely want you to take with you, is that when you see an individual out there, they may not be there on their own free will, of their own.
أريدك تعرف أنه البنات اللي يشوفهم بالشارع ربما لم يكونوا هناك برضاتهم، وإنما مجبورين بسبب الحاجة أو أي شيء أن يعملوا هذا الشيء. فأريدك أن تعرف هذا الشيء. مفهوم؟
أفهم خلاص، أنا تعلمت هذا الشيء.
It's understood. I learned this. I learned a hard lesson.
All right. Thank you, sir. I am going to grant Ms. Brimage's request to close this matter with improvement, sir. I hope that your wife does well. I hope that you have safe travels. And I hope I never see you again at 36 on this type of charge.
اوكي، بتقول القاضية هي راح تقبل العرض المقدم من مسؤولة فترة المراقبة، حتغلق القضية، ولكن تكون انت يعني تحافظ على نفسك وعلى مراتك، وانه ما تتكرر هذا الشيء، وما بتحب ان نشوفك مرة اخرى بالمحكمة بهذه القضايا.
شكرا. أقول لها أشكرها كثير بهذا الشيء، وأنا يعني عاهدت نفسي أن لا أكون في هذا الأوضاع اللي ضد القانون أبدا.
He says, I want to thank you very much, Your Honor, and I promise you and promise myself that I will never get into these kind of situations in the future.
All right. Take good care of yourself, sir. Bye-bye.
يلا الله معك، اهتم بنفسك. تشكرها للقاضية.
شكرا. Thank you.
Thank you, he says.
Right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Hermes. Good to see you as usual. Take care.
My pleasure always. Thank you, Judge. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ms. Brimage. Thank you so much. All right. All right. I do see Attorney Gadzeki.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you this
All
morning?
right. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I know that your client is on, so I'm going to have him turn on his camera for me. I tried to send him in the breakout room with somebody else, but I think he's still with us. Mr. Ahmad, if you could turn on your camera, please. I'm ready to call your case. I thought he was with us, counsel. He didn't hang up, did he?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. All right. Very good. Very, very good. Let me have you unmute, and I'm going to call your case number. It is case number SX 392-64302. Counsel, your appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Marquez Decky, P46289 on behalf of Mr. Ahmad.
Thank you. And then, sir, would you please state your name for the record?
Ibrahim Ahmad.
Thank you, and good morning to you. And good morning, Mr. Rosenthal. I just realized that you are on with us. Please place your appearance on the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Rosenthal for the people, P84807.
All right, thank you. Today is the date scheduled for show cause. Counsels, how are we proceeding with this matter?
Well, Mr. Rosenthal?
Yeah, so after a brief review of the documentation, Your Honor, the defendant actually had insurance during the date of the issuing ticket. So we are going to dismiss this instance for valid documentation.
All right, and no objection, right, counsel?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, the matter is dismissed without prejudice. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience this morning as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Ms. Mack, I can't hear you. One second, Mr. Ahmad.
Yes, I apologize. I just happened to look up Mr. Ahmad's, there's a count 1 that was not addressed. It's a civil infraction. That's in pending statuses for careless driving.
Yes, that was for.
I'm sorry, it's scheduled to come before you the end of March. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up, because it's scheduled for a different date.
Okay.
Ms. Mack is correct, Your Honor.
All right, and the parties are not prepared to proceed on that today, is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Rosenthal isn't, and he's we have a discussion of that, and we've had he wants to see something that he wants my client to do before the 30th, and we will most promptly do it.
Yes, Your Honor. I won't have the complaining witness here till the 30th. They wouldn't have had schedule off of the no insurance, most likely. So the 30th would be best. I did give counsel the defensive driving course that kind of entices us to maybe, give a better offer than we would without it. So we're hoping the defendant takes the course, shows that documentation, then maybe we can proceed, Your Honor.
All right, very good.
We just wanted to take care of the no insurance since we could today and it was on the docket.
All right, wonderful.
I just
Then I
wanted to
will.
be sure I didn't want it to get overlooked.
All right, wonderful.
No, thank you, Ms. Mack. Thank you so much.
All
Thank you,
right.
Ms. Mack.
All right, so I'll see you all at the end of March. How about that?
Thank you.
Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor. I will see you at the end of March.
All right, very good.
Your Honor. As always, it's a very good pleasure, Your Honor.
Likewise, thank you. All right.
Have a good day, guys.
You
Have a good day.
too. All right. Take care, Mr. Ahmad. Is there anyone else? I see there are a couple of people in the breakout room. Are we ready for them? Aldrich and Allison.
I believe Mr. Fikens has talked to them, Judge, but I don't see Mr. Fikens on the screen.
Okay. All right. While we are waiting on Mr. Fikens, it is now 10:38. I'm satisfied. I've given the individuals for the 9:30 docket ample time to appear. There's Mr. Fikens. You have your clients ready, Mr. Fikens?
They're ready, Judge. They're just waiting for the word to come out of the breakout room or
Yes,
maybe.
sir. The word is out. Come out of the breakout room.
If Miss Wilson could do that, that would be great, or I can go back and tell them to leave. I'll be right back. I'm just. Oh, that must be closed. There we go. They're coming.
All right, very good. I am ready to proceed. I am going to start with Miss Aldrich since she's on the screen. Let's do it. I have the following case number SP 122-2277, counts 1 and 2. Miss Aldrich, please state your full name for the record.
Marquita Aldrich.
All right, good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
All right, Mr. Fikens, these matters are scheduled for show cause.
Yes, Your Honor. And we had an opportunity to present this matter in front of the city attorney. He has made an offer to Miss Aldridge that in exchange for her plea to no license, the court would consider reducing that to fail to display and consider dismissing the no insurance ticket. And my client wishes to avail herself of that offer at this time with the court's permission, knowing that it is in show cause.
All right, very good. Please raise your right hand, Ms. Aldrich. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may place your hand down. Mr. Fikens, you may proceed with your line of questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, you understand that in these matters, you have a right to a trial, correct?
Yes.
And you wish to give up that right and enter a guilty plea on one of the matters today, correct?
Yes.
Are you making this decision freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anyone forced into doing this or promised anything to get you to plead guilty today?
No.
Your Honor, I'm satisfied as to her constitutional waiver. May I do a factual basis?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Judge. On the date and time, ma'am, of this citation, were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And when stopped by a police officer and asked to produce a valid license, you were not able to do so because your license was not valid, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'm satisfied
Yes.
as to the factual basis.
All right, very good. I'm satisfied as well. I am accepting your plea of guilty. I am amending the charge to failure to display a valid operator's license. I will dismiss the remaining matter once all of your fines and costs have been paid in full. Mr. Fikens, I'm ready for sentencing.
Thank you, Judge. I did speak with Miss Aldridge. She's said that she had some other tickets in 36, not ones, they were civil infractions. She said she paid them off. I think there was a problem with reinstatement fees. I'm guessing at that more than knowing it, but she's trying to get her license back. She picked up these tickets and wanted to come in to take care of these matters. So she's still working on it, Judge. She's getting pretty close to getting her license back. She's got a little bit more work to do though, Judge. So we stand ready for sentencing.
All right, so Mr. Fikens, let's make sure she doesn't have any unpaid outstanding matters at 36. Is that correct, or does she?
She tells me she paid off her civil infractions, Judge. So
Okay.
I did
All
not.
right. Ms. Mack, are you able to verify that for me?
Give me 2 seconds, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I see 2 tickets out here that have not been paid, 2 civil infractions.
All right, Mr. Fikens, what's the balance? Give me the balance on those.
The total for the 2 of them is $286.
For both of them.
Yes, that's the total for both. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fikens, what's the plan? Because she's not gonna get a dismissal at 36 until everything has been paid.
Yes, Judge. As to the plan, what I would humbly ask this court that if those matters could be reviewed and the court consider maybe reducing the penalties that were associated with that. She understands that she has to pay those off. That's what she was doing, trying to get those reduced to zero. I thought they were reinstatement fees. Hopefully those have been taken care of, or might be in the tickets themselves. So, but Judge, we certainly would ask for a little bit of time to make payment on that and payment on any costs and fines that this court may impose on the matter that was here today.
All right. As to those 2 civil infractions, Miss Mack, I'll waive any penalties or late fees or anything like that with respect to the 2 civil infractions.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
And then, but she's gonna have to get them paid in order to get that dismissal that she's going to get with respect to the plea that she took on today. So for the matter, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Fikens.
I'm sorry, Judge. We do understand that, and we thank you, Judge.
All right. No problem. So for the matter that I accepted the plea on today and I reduced the failure to display, I am going to assess the cost. I'll do the cost at $195.
Thank you, Judge.
I will, Mr. Fikens, because your client has indicated she's trying to get herself together, I'm going to do the fine at only $25.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
so that will give her a total of, or an amount of $220. Now, Ms. Aldridge, what I need to know from you is when can you get the civil infractions as well as the matter that's before me today paid?
I need 2 weeks.
Do you need, if you need more than 2 weeks, you need to let me know, because here's what's gonna happen. If you don't get it paid, you're gonna have to come back and see me. If you don't come back to see me, you're gonna be starting this process all over again. You'll be back, you'll go in warrant status and all of that good stuff. I don't wanna do that. I'd rather give you enough time to get it done.
So a month would be perfect.
All right, then let's go with that. Let's go with a month. And so we are in March. I am going to give you until, I'm gonna take you all the way to April 22nd. So I'm adjourning to pay until April 22nd, 2022. I'm putting it on the docket at 10:30 a.m. Now, Ms. Mack, that's going to be for the 2 civil infractions. They will be adjourned to pay, as well as the 1 matter that I took her guilty plea on. And then the matter that is going to be dismissed, it'll be adjourned for dismissal. And all of those dates will be April 22nd, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. So really work to get it done. Otherwise, you're gonna be right back at square one. And I don't want that for you, okay?
Yes.
If you're trying to get it together, you're closer than you've ever been. So let's work it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
take care.
Judge, for your help.
All right, very good. Bye-bye. All right, I am now ready to go to Miss Allison. I have case number V122-52321, V122-52421, and V122-52521. Miss Allison, please state your full name for the record.
Montia Allison Tubbs.
All right, good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
All right, Mr. Fikens, how are we proceeding with these 3 matters? They're scheduled for show cause.
Yes, Judge. As to 3 matters, I've had an opportunity to speak to the city attorney on this, and we talked about it for a little bit. He wishes that before he offers any or makes any offer, that he wishes to speak to the police officer. I certainly understand that. We need to know the totality of the situation. It doesn't appear although I'm not trying to assert facts, doesn't appear to be a serious allegation, a serious outcome, I should say. So at this point in time, Judge, there's some desire on our part to try to take care of this matter. We can't do so without the city attorney talking with the police officer. We understand that. We appreciate it. We would like more input on this, and therefore we respectfully request, Judge, that the court would set a bench trial in this matter.
Okay, I'll do just that, Mr. Fikens. I will enter the not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge. Thank you.
All right, and then I will set this matter for a bench trial. Let's see. I will need to do the bench trial. Ms. Mack, is the 29th a good day?
March 29th?
Yes, ma'am.
I believe so. Let me double check. That's a Tuesday. Yes, you're good. Yes, that's good.
Oh, no, I, you know what? I staff for mental health court on Tuesdays at 1:30.
Okay.
I certainly do. So let's look at, I'm trying to do a better job, Miss Matt. I can't do that Friday. Well,
No. No,
I
you
can't do that Friday. So I'll have to push it out, Mr. Fikens, to either the 28th. Staffing on the 28th. So it would.
Judge, what about April 22nd? Because
Not April, not April. No, not April. You're saying March 22nd?
No, I was saying April because there's holidays coming up. You were trying to get it at the end of March?
Oh, yes, ma'am. And it looks like I might have to do it. I might have to go out to April 1st, even though I really don't want to. But that might be the only day that works. So I'll do April 1st, 2022, and it'll be at 1:30 p.m. Okay, on Zoom.
Thank
Okay.
you, Judge. Yes. And may I just indicate to Miss Allison, you showed me that certificate of vaccination. You need to bring it back with you at that time. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you for your patience this morning.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Okay, take care. All right. Do we have anyone else that I need to call their case?
No, Judge.
If not, I am ready to call the remainder of the docket. Let's do it. I am starting with 9:30, and I have a number of show causes that were scheduled. Capias will issue. The bond will be set at a personal bond for their failure to appear unless stated otherwise by this court. Give me 1 second to just scope out what I have. All right, I am ready. I have for Akbar Ahmed, case number U 598-12321, scheduled for show cause, charged with disorderly conduct. Capias will issue and that bond will be set at $50 cash or surety. For Larry Allen, SP 122-25971, Capias. For Tarek Alonzo Marshall, SB 119-84581, Capias. For Dakota Amiru Crowder, U 593-00921, that will be a Capias, and the bond will be set at $50, cash or surety. For Aaron Anderson, SP 121-6699, counts 1 and 2, and case number SP 121-9909, counts 1 and 2.
Those
And
are two different people, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read them all together. My apologies. I have for Aaron Anderson, thank you, Mr. Fikens, SP 121-669, 9 counts 1 and 2 for Aaron Anderson. both of those will be capious. And then for Kalilio Anderson, SB 1219909, counts 1 and 2, those will both be capious. And then for count 3 for Kalilio Anderson, that will be a capious, but the bond for open alcohol in a motor vehicle as the driver, that bond is set at $50 cash or surety. For Eshuma Archer, case number SB 1221199, for count 1, that will be a capious. For count 2, that will be a capious for open alcohol in a motor vehicle as the driver, and that bond will be set at $50 cash or surety. For Keith Arthur, case number SB 121699802, capious. For Levante Ashford, SB 1210130, counts 1 and 2, capious. For Denisha Avery, SB 1220158, counts 1, 2, and 3, as well as case number SB 122-21771. Those are all capious. For Phelan Ayers, U617-64821, charged with narcotic drug violation, capious will issue, and that bond is set at $100, cash or surety. For Raven LaFleur, SP 122-17682, capious. For Najee Lowry, SP 122-21981, capious. I'm going to drop down to the 10:30 docket, which it's now 10:55. I'm ready to call it. Ms. Mack, may I proceed?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start with the one that's identified as adjourned to pay, SP 119-39771 for Jada A.G. Coleman. Ms. Mack, did she pay?
She did not pay, Judge.
She did not. What's the balance on there?
$250.
All right, capious will issue. The bond will be set at 200 because she was required to appear. $250 cash or surety. For the remaining 2 matters, SP 119-39772 and case number 173-467-781. Those were matters that were going to be dismissed. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, those matters will be capious and the bond will be a personal bond. And any charge that was amended will be reinstated if it was amended. Okay. All right. Anything else? Did I miss anything or anything else for my consideration?
You didn't
I
miss
do have a
anything.
question
Yes, ma'am.
about Ms. Erin Anderson. She had a charge for reckless driving. Did you want that to be a personal bond?
Yes, I'll leave it as personal. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it as personal.
I just wanted
All
to
right,
make sure
very good.
that's everything.
Is that everything?
I think so, Judge.
All right, we are in great shape. I have mental health court staffing this afternoon, Ms. Max, but I am available. Mr.
Okay.
Reed, Mr. Fikens, I won't see you all again until Thursday. We have already staffed for Thursday, so you all take a breather on tomorrow.
Mr. Fikens will be vacationing Thursday and Friday. I
Oh,
understand
that's right.
he'll be back on Monday. I won't give the destination. I won't put, we're